Now we're going to move on to the topic of eBay. Company policy currently says that distributors cannot advertise or promote products via a third-party website, such as eBay or Amazon. So what are we as a company doing to help you in these areas and protect you? We investigate every listing that we find, but our challenge is finding out who that seller is and then connecting it to a distributor. For this, we very often require cooperation from the sites, which isn't necessarily forthcoming, and there's also only a certain amount we can do under UK law. But there are many methods that we use to investigate. Sometimes their contact details are listed. We very often use a facility called the Vero program. Now, the Vero program allows us to report listings to eBay to have them removed, but only under certain circumstances, and then they may provide us with sellers' details. There are links to other sites such as Facebook, Pinterest. Sometimes we can track through VAT numbers, company names, website URL owners. Sometimes we even buy product to identify a seller. Sometimes we ask to sign up with a distributor to find out who they are. We'll use buying histories. We'll track deliveries that we're aware of. We can track changes in seller names, and we'll even check the electoral register. However, all of these methods are time-consuming and they have their own constraints. And although we've increased our resources to look at these, it can still be very difficult and time-consuming to identify the person involved. So why is it wrong? Why is it part of company policy that you can't sell on eBay? We get a lot of complaints about this at head office, and the main complaint is distributors, particularly coming into the business, are losing their customers. They're losing customers who are buying online. Then they're losing prospects as well. People who were looking at the business for the first time are then Googling, finding us on eBay and deciding to not join the business. There's discounting. There are medical claims being made, and there are copyright issues, people using photographs that they shouldn't be using. And then most importantly, there's the customer service element. Somebody buying off eBay is not going to get a returns service. The 60-day money-back guarantee isn't going to necessarily apply. They're not even going to know if the product's sealed or if it's in date, and they're not going to get the correct information that they would get from buying from a distributor. And these are the kind of messages that you need to be giving to your customers, the reasons why they shouldn't buy off eBay and they should buy off you. So what's the process that we currently use? Once we identify a seller as a distributor, then we contact them immediately with a warning via email and via letter. They are then given 7 days to remove those listings from eBay or any other third-party site they may be advertising on. 7 days later, if they're still advertising or if they come back and advertise again, they're then suspended. Their account is suspended with Forever Living. 7 days after that, if the listings are still there or if they come back at a later date, having gone through a suspension, their account with Forever is then terminated. And to give you an idea of the kind of activity and the amount of work we're currently doing in this area, just last week we had over 30 emails, I think it was, going out for the first stage. For the second stage, we actually had 4 suspensions. That's in 1 week. And last month we had 2 terminations. Now you can help us with this. You can help us by educating your teams, by people joining the business. You make sure they get that message about why we consider it to be wrong to sell on eBay and Amazon and any third-party site. You can also report suspects that you find. Specifically, if you're able to connect it to a distributor, let us know, we can investigate and we can take action. We're going to have a quick look at social media now. It's quite a large, growing area, so we're just going to have a quick look at what you can and can't do currently under company policy. Firstly, what you can do. Now, on social media websites such as Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, you can promote the products. You can also link to your shop to sell. And you can promote the business opportunity. However, you must adhere to the legal requirements, specifically carrying the statutory wealth warning. What you can't do is use trademark names as the title of your page. For instance, you can't call your page Forever Living Products or Forever Freedom. You can't appear to be head office in any way. Therefore, it must clearly state that you're an independent distributor. You can't make medical claims, and you can't use a PayPal facility on Facebook. Legislation is changing with respect to social media. Just recently, we've had a communication from our lawyers that tells us we can now, as a company, be held responsible for what a distributor says on a social media channel. This means that we will have to look at company policy and tightening up in this area about what you can and can't say. So what's the future for compliance? Well, firstly, we understand at Forever that we need to educate distributors in this area much more. And this training is the first step in doing that. We're also planning to do some new compliance booklets to replace our existing ad pack, and these should give you a lot more detail and some real examples of types of advertising that you can then follow. We're also talking to other direct selling organisations about these issues. Just recently, we went to a seminar at the DSA to swap ideas specifically about eBay and what we can exchange as companies moving forward and dealing with this area. We've also recently increased our resources to look at compliance issues. But most importantly, the management team are now investigating marking product so we can track it, possibly by barcoding. Now this would enable us to be able to purchase a product and then track back to a distributor that it was supplied to. This could help us with eBay and also with shops who are stocking and selling our product. But the future for compliance is fairly simple. We need to go back to the way network marketing is meant to be done. Personal recommendation. This is our USP as a company and as an industry. When we talk to people, we can explain the benefits of the product. We can no longer put them in advertising, but we have that strength. People are always going to believe what their best friend tells them, as opposed to something they read on the internet or they read in a magazine. And that's where our strength lies, and that's what we need to go back to. Even Holland & Barrett have recognised this. They now have advisors in their shops to be able to explain the benefits of the product, because they can't display those benefits. At the end of the day, advertising, online media, they're all just tools to help you in your business. Nothing is going to replace personal recommendation, and that is the strength of our business.